I remember reading in the book Think and Grow Rich, the chapter on persistence, which in that chapter the author Napoleon Hill wrote, "Persistence is to character what carbon is to steel." Now right now I'm driving with both hands on the wheel. Normally it's only one. But while I'm driving, the phone is reflecting the sun. Someone recently asked me, "Do you have a preference for the sunrise or the sunset?" And I said, well, I am the sun. So really there is no preference. And the more we eliminate preferences and become impartial in our being, all-inclusive, then the more we are in tune with life, the soul of existence, if you will. And by God's will, when we're in tune with this soul of existence, then there's no resistance, and life is full of bliss, and it's effortless. But at the same time, life can be a bitch. But still, me and my chosen few, we don't bitch. We realize that, yes, life is a bitch sometimes. No shit. Still, persist with it. Blessings will inevitably come, because God's will is done. And right now is the kingdom of heaven on earth. It's beautiful. Simply being present and aware and alive. And yes, it's wonderful to be productive, to keep progressing and becoming your better version. But at the same time, this requires presence. So in order to progress, there has to be presence. And actually, this is the source of our existence. And when we identify with this, when we properly place our identity with divinity, with that which animates consciousness, the light that animates all of us, we can say the light of awareness, that which is allowing me to be aware right now, in this eternal now, where God is found. Keep bringing ourselves back to this moment, whatever we're doing. This is the foundation of all spiritual progress. Focus our attention, the degree to which there's concentration, but there's discrimination between concentration, focusing intently on a specific task, versus simply existing, effortless awareness, timeless awareness, thoughtless awareness, which simply is. We can say it's a choiceless awareness. There's no decisions to be made. And it's really the silence and the stillness that is the basis of your entire thought process. When identity is with the light of consciousness, then even in the darkness, even in the downs, because yes, there's pleasure and pain and ups and downs, but that has to do with Maya. We could say illusion, duality, the flux of reality. But if we simply ignore reality, and identify with this moment, eternity, focus inwardly, then there is no discrepancy. There is no anxiety or worry. There's simplicity. An absence of complexity. God is found in calmness. And I make this on the way to water. Still water, the Hudson River, where there's a very faint ripple. It's mostly still. Isn't it wonderful how all of creation, all of the physical world, all of manifestation is simply a combination of the same 5 elements? Wow. What is the essence? What gives life to these elements? I didn't know I was going to make this. Simply a desire to share the presence for whoever watches this, whoever is a witness. Actually, when we identify with the witness, then we don't have to take life so serious. At the same time, we want to take our mission, our purpose serious, because nobody else can do it for us. And so, again, when we properly place our identity with divinity, then we don't borrow confidence. This confidence is always within us internally. And so, our confidence isn't based on someone else's loyalty. It's based on our own loyalty to the source within us, which is free of all attachments. And in this wholeness, blessings come to us. We don't have to seek them out. At the same time, if you seek, if you ask, you shall receive. Matthew 7:7. Ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find. Knock and it shall be opened unto you. This is a superpower. Simply the willingness, we could say the humbleness to ask. Because a lot of people are very prideful and they don't want to ask for help. But realize that pride is fear. Pride is a lower level emotion. Some people think it's beneficial. It's a good thing to be prideful. But understand the nuanced difference between arrogance and pridefulness, between confidence and cockiness. I asked somebody recently what their biggest turnoff is, and she said, cockiness. I said, that's a good one. Mine is loose lips, lip service. People that are spellbound by their own monologue, that are just talking to talk, that gossip, that don't have any discernment between thoughts that rise in consciousness and the word that is spoken, when there's discrimination, then you're very careful about the spoken word because you realize the power of it, the essence behind it, the vibration, which acts as a transmission for those who witness it. They get it by osmosis. It's not only the concepts, but the state of consciousness which transmits. And the undeniable bliss, which is always with us. And it reminds me of a rap I formerly did in one of these videos. I ain't cocky, I'm confident. You won't stop me, I'm competent. So I really need no compliments. Retain my essence, that's common sense. Might let a lucky lady be a part of this. Wait, hell nah, I'm so full of bliss, not full of shit. 11:11. But recently I've become open to potentially allowing a lucky lady in. But every time we say but, it's a condition. So we want to be careful of certain words. But if someone once said that life is iffy, it depends. If you live in a relative world. But in terms of absolutes, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. A wise man once told me, there are no absolutes in life. Well, upon reflection, I would agree. Because absolutes is plural. When there's one absolute, remember, in the Bible it says God is one. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. 3 in 1. It's the seeming paradox. How can there be 3, but at the same time 1? When there's proper discrimination, and there's no question about the reality of the Holy Trinity, regardless of what a Jehovah's Witness may tell you. But I'm not going to get into semantics and particulars, into irrelevant details, because the truth is, in the bigger picture, in a wider perspective, in a all-inclusive context. So there's no hang-ups on little details. The truth is self-evident. It doesn't have to explain itself or prove itself or defend itself. Remember, defensiveness invites attack. If you get defensive, if you react, then you're a slave to some degree. Only slaves react unconsciously, whereas our ability to respond to life is limitless. In this, we find our ultimate beingness. The difference between reacting and responding. Every moment. Being aware, responsive, all-inclusive to the life within us and all around us. Ultimately, there is no difference. God bless. I thank the Lord that He allows me to express. And now that it's summer, we're close to it, Get out and enjoy the water. It's very healing, inviting, invigorating, enlivening, refreshing, rejuvenating. All the wonderful things as existence keeps continuing. On and on. Life goes on. So keep singing your song. Don't get trapped in the duality of right and wrong. You don't need someone else to tell you. You already know. Listen to your inner voice, your inner guidance, your moral compass, your inner guru, which will never lead you astray. It's always here today, as you are a follower of the way, as Jesus did say. It's good to be serious, but it's also good to play. Gotta have balance between the two. So whatever you do, continue. Actually, there's really no choice in the matter, because existence is inevitable. I also made a video on here titled that statement. Just understanding that existence is inevitable. When there's this awareness, then naturally you have certain priorities and their spiritual alignment, with the goal being full enlightenment.